Okay guys, so thank you for clicking on the video. We got a normal running chat today, but I did want to talk about something a little bit different, something that's pretty fascinating and like highly debated in the running community, and that is maximal versus minimal shoe padding, or whatever you want to call it. You know, you've got both sides of the argument where, you know, minimal is more natural for the body. It's how the body was designed to run, and you know, it kind of helps the body not damage the places that the pressure wasn't really meant to be in, like such as the knees and other joints like that and around the body that we use a lot for running. But you know, when we're heel striking, because of that maximal cushioning in the shoes, you know, it wrecks the joints a lot. It really does. And over time, especially if you're doing like hundreds and hundreds of miles, it really isn't too good for the body. Given you can also have minimal maximal shoes, and these are shoes that have a lot of cushioning in them, but they also have a 0 millimeter heel to toe drop, so that'll give you a natural foot strike as well as a better running style. And yeah, minimal maximal shoes will give you really good comfort, and but as well as really help your body run with a good natural form that it's meant to be running like. And yeah, so I mean, maximal, minimal kind of shoes are my favorite type of shoes, given everyone has a different preferred shoe type. And you know, like, there's really no right or wrong, I believe, in this aspect, because you know, you've got pro runners that are just sponsored by all the big brands, and they're getting like 10 mil heel to toe drops in all their shoes, or all their joggers I should say, and you know, that doesn't really seem to be harming them in any way. They're doing hundreds of miles each week, and yeah, you just can't really compare the difference, and you know, how different your performance would be when, you know, you're changing your shoe from minimal to maximal, or the other way around, you know. I personally don't think there would be much of a difference at all. I mean, even just in your local area, in your local clubs, running clubs, state clubs, you're gonna get really good runners that are just using all these different types of shoes, guys. And you know, it's mainly the athlete, it's mainly the man, not the machine. And you know, it's really not something that can be measured if it changes your performance or not. But saying that, changing to maximal or minimal shoes can actually save you a lot of injuries and a lot of damage to the body. I mean, we'll first look at minimal shoes. Now, minimal shoes, they have a 0 mil heel to toe drop, as I said before, and this can really help your foot strike and your running form improve greatly. It'll just let you run a lot easier on your forefoot, which will reduce impact on your joints, on your legs, and really like help your recovery a lot after runs, and also help you just avoid every like possible injury that you can pretty much you know, think of getting. You know, I'm talking about calf injuries, hamstring injuries, and all the injuries around the foot, muscle tears, and etc. So anyway, yeah, that is a big benefit of running in minimal shoes. Given for those benefits to really have a good impact, you really need to be running on grass, on dirt, gravel, on soft surfaces, because if you're running in minimal shoes on like hard roads and stuff, that can do quite a bit of damage to your, you know, to your feet, to your bones. There are muscles on the bottom of your feet, and if those are kind of impacted too much, you can actually get a lot like iron depletion and a lot of different problems. But for the most part, it doesn't seem to do much damage. So you can take the risk if you want. I personally wouldn't again, but you know, another aspect to minimal shoes, guys, is that they don't on average really support your arch of the foot. So you know, that can cause a little bit of discomfort if you're not used to it. But over time, you should usually get used to that, used to the sole of the shoe as well. As besides all that, that is really all you need to worry about when thinking about going to a more minimal type of shoe. But you know, if those problems seem like they might you know, cause you any injuries or any problems, I actually might stay away from minimal shoes. There's plenty other options that you can go for that, you know, will give you the same amount of progress in your running and improvement in your running without including the benefits that minimal shoes could give you. But anyway guys, so I'll move on to the you know, not Maximal, not minimal shoes, but just the normal type joggers, your Nike Pegasus and, you know, your Asics and your Nike New Balance and all those shoes. But they've all pretty much, on average, they've got about a 10 mil drop. That 10 mils can feel really big, or it can feel like nothing at all in some shoes. It's definitely not a surefire problem causing you any injuries or anything, but it could guys. Like, you know, these shoes are never blamed causing injuries and stuff, but I think they have the potential to, and especially if having like a big fat-soled shoe that has like heaps of support but only like a 10 mil heel to toe drop, that could cause some issues and change your style a lot. I know I've personally had shoes in the past that have changed my style. They make it really hard to like kind of you know, run on your forefoot, which I preferably like to do, and I know a lot of other runners like to do, and it's like what your body's meant to do. Some runners aren't really even conscious of this. I definitely recommend you to be, but you know, like, it's not that big of a deal really. Like, you can be the world's best runner just running in a pair of Nike Pegs, or just running in a pair of normal joggers, normal sneakers, and you can get away with it, possibly getting no injuries at all for the time that you live. But guys, now let's get to the Maximal shoes and shoe brands. Now these types of shoes are your Hoka 11s, your Outras, and a lot of other brands out there, guys. You know, a lot of different brands are actually just making a select few of their shoes become, you know, really cushioned and stuff like that. It is a growing popularity in shoe type, but I really do like cushioned shoes, guys. Hoka 11 is a very good brand, and a lot of pro athletes do use them. Not so much in the road and track scene, but a lot in the ultra marathon scene and trail running scene and stuff like that, guys. These shoes really give you some support. Like, you won't have any problems running hundreds of miles a week in them, and you won't have any problems recovering. You won't have any problems with injuries or anything, given you may have a few. These shoes will really just help you do more, recover better, and no shoe can really guarantee you to get injured less, but you know, they can help. Most of them don't have a massive heel to toe offset. Usually you're looking about 0 to 8 mils, and yeah, so that's pretty good, guys. I mean, you shouldn't have too much problem running on your forefoot if it's like 6 mil to 0 mil, and that's what I definitely recommend. And I know Hoka, you know, their shoes are on average probably about 6 mil heel to toe drop, so that's probably what you're looking at. But Ultra is especially known for having a flat soled base and having 0 mil heel to toe drops, so I'm looking at them personally. I encourage you guys to do the same, just because they just help you to get a more natural foot strike. Given, you know, they may not make you a better runner at all, or they can improve your form and everything greatly, but, you know, guys, it's really up to you at the end of the day. And guys, I know I've said in the past, just look at what the pros wear, but, you know, just because a pro isn't wearing that shoe doesn't mean you can't be the best in it. And you should look at all shoes this way, like, it is the man, not the machine. You should always look at whatever shoe, you know, fits you best and you're most comfortable in, and all those things, before you look at the aspects of it and if bloody Mo Farah is wearing them or not and all that crap. I like pretty much most shoe brands as long as they're comfortable and you can run in them fine. And yeah, guys, so that's pretty much my rant on Maximal versus minimal shoes. Maximal shoes are really comfortable, might change your style a little bit, but not too much. You know, you really just got to be careful when choosing shoes. Make sure they're comfortable, make sure they suit your foot, and you know, if you're into it, make sure they're rather minimal, Maximal, or whatever you're really accustomed to. just one that you can, you know, perform your best at. But anyway guys, that is my rant for this video. Please leave a comment if you've got any comments or criticisms, or if you want me to do another running chat about a different topic in the future. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already. I do regular running content every week, and it really helps me out, and it'll really help you out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Fuck guys, fuck.